Good morning and welcome. I'm a bit scruffy on a Sunday morning, but hey, what can I say? Just had a great weekend of Super Rugby Aotearoa. It was round 8, and this is my review of round 8. Hope you enjoy it. My name's Mike Rehu from Rehu Sport. Hope you've joined the Facebook page. You'll be watching live if you have, and also on YouTube, Rehu Sport. Please subscribe down there. It'll help me out, and it'll get you regularly receiving the updates for Super Rugby Aotearoa. And I'll branch out to more sports and other rugby competitions when I get on top of this, that's for sure. All right, well, let's take a look at round 8 and the results. The Hurricanes, of course, they were at the bottom of the table and they had a bye, so it was the top 4 battling it out. And here's what happened. On Friday night, the Highlanders pipped the Blues 35-29, a great result for the Highlanders. And you'll see the little nugget there because Aaron Smith was fabulous in their victory. Played really well, controlled things smartly, and saw them through. The Blues shooting themselves in the foot a bit. Last night on Saturday, what an amazing game. The match of the competition so far for me, the Chiefs by 1 point over the Crusaders, 26-25, and the little men continued their good run because it was D-Mac who ran the cutter there for them at the FMG Stadium in Hamilton. So, what does this do to the table? It makes it very interesting, that's what. I like the bar over on the right. Thank you for Super Rugby for allowing me to take the table. The Crusaders are still at the top. They only got a bonus point last night. And you can see they've just dipped in terms of form. The Chiefs, however, have bounded up to second with 4 victories in a row after 11 losses in a row. So they really have turned the ship around. Congratulations to Clayton McMillan and co for that. The Blues, as a result of their loss, quite static in third with a 50% win rate. The Highlanders are still in it, although they've played 1 extra game than the Chiefs and the Blues. So for that race for the final, the top 2 teams in the round robin will play it out. The Crusaders look like they're going to get into the final and almost guaranteed a home final as well. Although there are permutations that can happen in the next couple of weeks to see somebody else take the home final. But it's a pretty long shot, that's for sure. Well, let's take a look and break down. Before the weekend, I gave some plans for the teams to follow, see how they went on with their game plan. So in my mind, let me just adjust the camera here. There we are. And in my mind, I think the Blues had to get Caleb and Hoskins lifting their game on the weekend. And to be fair, I think Caleb Clark was awesome. He was magnificent, ran over 100 metres, got himself involved, stood up and carried. I think he had 13 carries, which is probably double his average so far this season. Really did well. Didn't finish so much, but certainly an improvement. So 2-2, so a couple of runs off the back of the scrum with really good, really strong, but then the silly yellow card blotted his copybook quite a bit as well. Wasn't needed, and obviously Leon McDonald would be pulling his hair out as well. Scrum power, they did well. I thought the scrum did well. But the Highlanders also contained them reasonably well and in the front 5 as well. And the advantage line, that was the key to their victory over the Hurricanes. And when they, again, on Friday night, when they got over the advantage line, they looked wonderful. But they just didn't do it often enough. They didn't hold on to the ball and smash through the advantage line. And even when they got inside the red zone, they just couldn't finish. So quite frustrating for everybody. The Highlanders, pre-game, mentioned their line-out variation with Lynch's try 2 weeks ago. Worked again with Punavai, another move off the line-out. So, of course, everybody's anticipating the line-out more. That hasn't worked so well this season. But given these other options too, they can go back to the line-out more in the future too. And in the closing 3 weeks of the competition, that might become quite important. Mitch Hunt, not a witch hunt. Fabulous against the Crusaders. Not so good against the Chiefs. He was back up at that really high level again on Friday night too. And he was one of the keys to the victories. Jonah Nareki did okay, improved, but he really needs to lift as well. He's got 4 tries in the competition. 3 of them came from the round 1 game against the Chiefs. On Saturday night, the Crusaders' plan for me was the Lucies really needed to win the contact area with 3 new Lucies, and they did. They did magnificently, led by Sanders. He was awesome in the contact area. And the problem they've got with the loose forward trio for the Crusaders is, since Christie got injured, they're all the options they have there in the loose forward trio are all genuine 6s, apart from Fetu Douglas, and they don't want to seem to play him at 8. they've poked him in at 6 most of the time as well. So you look at Blackadder, generally a 6. Havili, generally a 6. Barrett's moved to 6. Blackadder, a 6. And Sanders pretty much a 6 as well. So that was the issue for them on Saturday night. They didn't have anybody to close down and range a bit, to close down Damien McKenzie. There wasn't a genuine open side to compete with Boschier either. So that really affected them. The new Type 5 were okay. They weren't brilliant. And the Chiefs' scrum was certainly dominant. So that didn't work out for them so well. And we wanted to see more from Will Jordan. We certainly did. 132 metres, I think it was. So he did brilliantly. But it wasn't enough, sadly, for the Crusaders to win, if you're a Crusaders fan. On the other hand, if you're a Chiefs fan, you'll be absolutely delighted. 18,000 fans at the stadium, brilliant atmosphere, the flags were waving. It's almost like rugby back to normal again, isn't it, with this horrible COVID year we've had. So the keys there for me pre-weekend were continue the momentum. They certainly did that. They're getting that winning habit, which is great. Can D-Mac do it for 80? And I wondered if he could. Not only did he do it for 80 at number 10, but he played the role really well. He allowed others to prosper inside and outside him. He virtually didn't carry at all during the game and those zigzag runs that we've seen. He was just feeding, kicking, and conducting rather than playing solo. So fantastic from D-Mac. And he's become a real option, not just for that 15-10 bench position for the All Blacks, but as a genuine number 10 if he can continue this form. Play at pace. I thought that was a key because a lot of Crusaders were underdone, especially in the pack. I thought the Chiefs subs made a reasonable difference when they came on. So Akula and Harris was good. Nathan Harris coming back off a long injury break. They really did well. And the Chiefs played with a real energy too through the 80s. So that was great. Check out Rugby Pass. I did the player ratings for the Chiefs and the Crusaders. Also did the Blues one as well, which may attract a little bit of criticism from Blues fans. But really, they just need to work on their discipline. And they couldn't finish. It's frustrating if you're a Blues fan. Well, next week, of course, there's more interesting rugby coming up as we lead to the final few weeks of Super Rugby Aotearoa. On Friday night, the Chiefs host another game. The Hurricanes come back off their bye, and the Chiefs, well, if they can win this one, they're looking very good for the final. The Crusaders, a big assignment for them against the Blues, or in fact a big assignment for the Blues more than the Crusaders really. They've got to go down there and win this game to be guaranteed or to be anywhere near final contention. But surprisingly enough, this is the Crusaders' last game in the round robin. So if they lose this game without a bonus point, both the Chiefs and the Blues, if they win games with full bonus points, could get a home final. So the Blues really need to win and win well to influence the competition. If you'd like to see more from Rehu Sport on YouTube or Facebook, I've got the team of the week for round 8 coming up in just a moment. Prepared that for you. Just look at the top 15 players, generally in their own positions. It's hard sometimes to sift around, so watch out for that one. I'll be putting that up live in about 20 minutes. And I hope you enjoy your week. I'm really looking forward to round 9. I'm going to leave you with Andrew Mertens. I'm not sure if you saw my post the other day. In fact, we might not be able to hear this.
Kyle Goodwin lets the game come to him, and
Justin
he executes
Harrison.
basics
Here we go,
very,
Mitch.
very well.
I love you. I love you too, but I know you love.
Oh dear, the secret's out. Mertz loves the plank. Great way to finish. Enjoy your rugby week. Hope you've enjoyed this Super Rugby Aotearoa update from Rehu Sport. For now, goodbye. Have a great week. Yours in rugby. And this production comes to you from Tahu Films. All the best.